Hello, this is PG. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Undisputed, which is coming out of its early access phase very soon. The game is only available on PC, but console versions will be coming in time. Undisputed is a boxing simulation game developed by Steel City Interactive and 1024 Media. So what's the game like to play? In terms of controls, it uses a controller only, so no keyboard and mouse here. But this is not an issue, and it has a well laid out system with jabs, hooks, uppercuts and other moves easily accessible with simple input commands. And in general, the feel of the game in terms of how you throw punches and stuff, it's good, it's smooth, it's easy to put combinations together, assuming you've got enough stamina. Now fighters have got energy bars, they've got stamina, different body parts have got these as well, and you've got to manage these. But if you do overshoot your stamina, you will become flat-footed, which is a feature that really slows you down and stops your punch output being very effective. In terms of the available fighters, the options I'd say are pretty good. You've got the likes of Canelo Saul Alvarez, you've got Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, and a good array of female boxers as well, from Katie Taylor to Clarissa Shields. But if you want a legend, you've got Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, etc. Now, a couple of updates ago, the devs added a boxer creator, and I'd say it's pretty good on the whole. You can sculpt the face to a reasonable level, not that much but enough, change the colours of the fight gear, and with enough time and patience you can pretty much make a decent replica of anybody. Now, once you've made a character, what do you do with it? Of course you need a career mode, and finally that was added recently. Now, career mode, it's in depth. Maybe too in depth, but there's a lot of detail, from hiring staff, what gym you go to, do you want to maintain your weight, do you want to maintain your training, what do you actually want to focus on? And that is really important when you go into fight camp and fight day. If you're running low, it will affect your performance. But on the whole, I'd say the career mode is very comprehensive and detailed, just like the character creator. Now, all things being said, all these things sound good, right? And they are. It has everything you need, but for me, the actual gameplay is the only part of the game that's really lacking. Fights, they lack a sense of power, a sense of velocity, in particular with the punches. Knockouts never left me feeling satisfied, they were underwhelming, and even, I don't think I've ever seen a knockdown in this game that felt like really good, it just felt like they just fell over like a sort of a sponge. And I think that's the biggest issue with Undisputed. It looks good, it's got nice controls, it's got a good creator of boxers, it's also got a career mode that's got a lot of depth. But the problem with all of these things is, if the actual gameplay experience is a bit dull, what is the point really? Realism and fun in sports games, that's a very difficult thing to balance. And Undisputed goes far too near the simulation route, making for a joyless and quite lackluster game to play, even with all those good elements. If the game is no fun, what's the point? It seems like a game made by a developer who hasn't had many years of experience, because as you get experience, you understand the balance more. They've gone too realistic. And what that means, look, I love boxing, real boxing, let's be honest, most fights are quite dull. There's a lot of people walking around the ring trying to gauge distance. It's not a great watch, is it? And I think they've struggled to find the right balance here.
Neither man really defending themselves.
Visually, as I said, solid, pretty nice looking game. The official boxers are decent in terms of accuracy. Sound, the crowd's okay, but the fight sound effects are rubbish. The punches don't really sound any sort of like impactful nature. The commentary, Johnny Nelson, I think he's a good commentator in real life, but often real life commentators, when they do video game commentary, just sound like puppets or wooden, because they're not directed well by the people who direct the audio. So yeah, you'll be reaching for the mute button, let me tell you. Okay, good and bad points. Good, fighters look realistic, career mode is in depth, character creator is comprehensive, controls are smooth and fluid. Bad points, poor audio, fights really weren't exciting or entertaining, punches felt like they lacked power intensity, and it's just a simulation, and video games are meant to be fun. This game didn't get the memo. Okay, verdict. Undisputed is a boxing sim that does a lot of things well. Sadly, the one thing it does not do well is the most important part: the physical gameplay and the feel of the fight. The punches are lackluster, the knockdowns felt dull, and just general fights really weren't very good at all. And if Fight Night releases a game in the next year, this will be buried. Absolutely buried. And you know, it's sad because if you're a boxing fan, there's not really a lot of options out there, is there? There's nothing. You have to go back 10 years. So speaking as a fan of boxing, Undisputed, it's nice to see it, but it's just not well executed. It hasn't been play tested by people who actually play video games. It feels like it's been play tested by people who do boxing. Like they're trying to please the boxers, the purists, but the purists are not the people who are going to buy the video game, let me tell you. If you want to make money out of video games, you need to have a broad appeal. Maybe in time that it can be improved, but for now, I would not recommend it. It's pretty dull to play. It's got some redeeming features in terms of the setup and the structure, but the pure play, really not very good at all. Alright, scoring, Undisputed, 6 out of 10. There you go, that's the review. Thank you for watching. See you next time.